The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms. They want to. They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to.
And we would do it again, and then the rain would come. We'd stop. We'd start again. We did this. We did about 8 or 10 masters, right, before we even got to the mid shot, to the full length. And, you know, we were tiny figures in the landscape. I knew he was only going to use it for the very opening of the scene or the very end, but Viola went right for it every time.
Please welcome the 35th recipient of the Chaplin Award, Meryl Streep.
Look at us, baby.
There was blood pouring everywhere, and yet, in a certain way. His name is Elam. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. It's called the road less traveled. I know that each of you will be a warrior for the truth, will be a warrior for our country and for your family. I know that each of you will do what is right, not what is the easy way, and that you will be true to yourself and your country and your beliefs. In my short time in Washington, I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone, want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. We don't need a lecture from Washington on how to lead our lives. I'm standing here looking at the next generation of American leaders. There may very well be a president or two in our midst. Anybody think they're going to be president? Raise your hand. In your hearts are inscribed the values of service, sacrifice, and devotion. Now you must go forth into the world and turn your hopes and dreams into action. America has always been the land of dreams because America is a nation of true believers. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God. No one has ever achieved anything significant without a chorus of critics standing on the sidelines explaining why it can't be done. Nothing is easier or more pathetic than being a critic, because they're people that can't get the job done. But the future belongs to the dreamers, not to the critics. The future belongs to the people who follow their heart no matter what the critics say, because they truly believe in their vision. Thanks to hard work, great faith, and incredible devotion, those dreams have come true. You start small, pursue a big vision, and never, ever quit. You never quit. If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this: never, ever give up. There'll be times in your life You'll want to quit. You'll want to go home. Just never quit. You're going to be successful. I've seen so many brilliant people. They gave up in life. They were totally brilliant. They were top of their class. They were the best students. They were the best of everything. They gave up. I've seen others who really didn't have that talent or that ability, and they're among the most successful people today in the world because they never quit and they never gave up. So just remember that. Never stop fighting for what you believe in and for the people who care about you. Carry yourself with dignity and pride. Demand the best from yourself and be totally unafraid to challenge entrenched interests and failed power structures. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label, because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward. And always have the courage to be yourself. Most importantly, you have to do what you love. You have to do what you love. I've seen so many people, they're forced through lots of reasons, sometimes including family, to go down a path that they don't want to go down, to go down a path that leads them to something that they don't love, that they don't enjoy. You have to do what you love, or you most likely won't be very successful at it. So do what you love. America is better when people put their faith into action. As long as I am your president, no one is ever going to stop you from practicing your faith or from preaching what's in your heart. America is beginning a new chapter. Today, each of you begins a new chapter as well. When your story goes from here, it will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. You will build a future where we have the courage to chase our dreams no matter what the cynics and the doubters have to say. We share one home and one glorious destiny. Whether we are brown, black, or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all salute the same great American flag, and we are all made by the same Almighty God. As long as you remember what you have learned here at Liberty, as long as you have pride in your beliefs, courage in your convictions, and faith in your God, then you will not fail. I can promise you that. It's been a great honor for me, and I want to thank you, the students. I also want to thank you, the family, for getting them there. And I want to thank and congratulate Liberty. May God bless the class of 2017. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless all of you here today. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right before we even got to the mid shot, to the full length. And, you know, we were tiny figures in the landscape. I knew he was only going to use it for the very opening of the scene or the very end, but Viola went right for it every time.
Please welcome the 35th recipient of the Chaplin Award, Meryl Streep.
Look at us, baby. We were so young. That was, I don't know, maybe 2.5 of the 8 minutes that Viola Davis was on screen in the movie we did together, Doubt. But at the end of those 8 minutes, there was no doubt that a star had been born. I should say a star had exploded into the firmament and available to a wider audience, because Viola Davis was not a secret. What were you? How old were you? 42, maybe? But Viola was known in the world. Our greatest playwrights, the incomparable, had fallen in love with her years before. The incomparable August Wilson had her in 3 of his plays that premiered on Broadway. The great Tony Kushner said to me, when he asked me, who's going to play Mrs. Miller in Doubt? And I said, Viola Davis. He said, oh, Shanley. Shanley, that's John Patrick Shanley, the playwright who wrote the play and the screenplay and directed Doubt. Shanley has cast my absolute favorite actress in the world. But anybody who had ever worked with her, anybody who had ever seen her on or off Broadway, was already witness to her monumental gift. Let me tell you about this scene from Doubt. Now, she writes about it in her book, and she has forgotten. This scene where she looks like it is just happening to her right then, right now, just fresh, peeled truth, just raw. That day it was raining on and off in the Bronx where we were shooting. And she would kind of, and it was a long shot, you know, I mean, it was a long walking shot. And then it ended up where we were still, and this eruption happened. And we did the master shot, John shot, many, many master shots, but it kept raining. And so Viola would rev up quietly. And then he'd say, wait, we have to cut, we have to cut. And she'd go back to 0. And we would do it again, and then the rain would come, we'd stop, we'd start again. We did about 8 or 10 masters, right, before we even got to the mid shot, to the full length. And, we were tiny figures in the landscape. I knew he was only going to use it for the very opening of the scene or the very end, but Viola went right for it every time. Then we do the 2 shots. Then we get to the close-up, which I know is where the scene's gonna live. And she's already wrung herself. And I'm thinking, oh man. Then, of course, she gives birth to 3 or 4 perfect close-ups. And Shanley says, okay, we're gonna go again. And so I was like in high dudgeon, all flapping and big with the nun's habit on. I went up there and I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're killing this actor.
for. The unintentional. We've been damaged emotional, damaged spiritual.
Fok die poes in die kosa langs ons. Jou ninja, ook 'n tikkie, laat ons gly. Draai! Draai vast! Glij, 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 glij. Draai vast! Play! Rock music now!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Popo!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Poes!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Fok jou!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Jou night!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Popo!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Poes!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Fok jou!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Jou night!
Ninja, rolling in de BMW. Sipping met hem in de BNC. Die branden bij de kookslag weer een keer. Yo, zeg hij scared in de PVC. Hot pants, like a BBP. Met een post pink kan die moeder fucking brand. Net zoals die stainless steel. Rap stab met een groot op een stijve peer. Better listen to whatever she says.
Down met die moeder fucking with the DJs.
Pop up de bal, jong.
All of these opers.
Polskip motor.
Laat die fucking joren. Kun die wel koppen jouw roses. Boss, de riches, bitch with the noses. Os, die microfoon jou. Moeder fucking chickie. Jouw ninja, kokken fucking tikkie. Draai! Draai vast! Glij, 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 glij. Draai vast! Play! Rock music now!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Popo!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Poes!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Fok jou!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Jou night!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Popo!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Poes!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Fok jou!
Fuck, gay, gay!
Jou night!
Wie gaat ons vuur? Yara wara wara wara. Is that brother from another mother's squatter? Just like how did I get so fancy? Alle andere rappers is net op panties. Dit heel fucking deel. Je lijkt zo mooi met pipil in je kin. Na het waar zijn mijn naam. Man botten, bijna in je slijmkonijn.
Suck my love, photos on. Doe eens alleen eens in mijn vibes on.
Fok het op.
Ik mok dat ik zakken, ze krabben mijn gebouw niet. Fuck shit out. Ik zif, zij die hem ook cruise. Stress, five, I don't know you. Get lost, you're not on my level. Yo, put the pedal to the middle. Draai, draai vast. Glij, 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 glij. Draai vast. Play, rock music now.
Fuck, gay, gay!
Popo,
Fuck, gay, gay!
poes,
Fuck, gay, gay!
fok jou.
Fuck, gay, gay!
Jou night,
Fuck, gay, gay!
popo,
Fuck, gay, gay!
poes,
Fuck, gay, gay!
fok jou.
Fuck, gay, gay!
Jou night.
Ik zoek een fancy boots, maar mijn zaksplatsoes, Bobby's een plastic boots.
Yo, is dit zo'n kleine colleges offers? Met de klomp poes en zo? Nee man, kom eens fok of naar die wat kijk jij Joe toe. De Q's hebben die wat kijk jij Joe's is langer als de Q's hebben, hoe mijn vuist. Nee man bro, de Q's is langer daar. De stuff kak, get you like a fucked up, zoals je eerste split.